4, 3, 2, live now.
It's Tuesday night, it's Trash Talking Radio, it's the best night of the week. And remember, this is the most patriotic show on the air today. And tonight, we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to talk about Heather Locklear. Heather Locklear. She's in lockup. Police called a 12-year-old for, what did they call the police for? For cutting grass. I call him just because I want him to cut my grass, but that's beside the point. And much, much more. And welcome to the show, as they say in show business. I'm Mike Trash, and this is the lovely Trish.
Hi.
Ready to rock and roll for the holiday weekend, which starts tomorrow for some of us.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Some of us have to work more than a day.
We won't go there, will we, Mike?
I'm not going there. I know I'm not working the whole week. I'm through that stuff. I got enough seniority and to never have to work again. So, you know.
Yeah, you're just a brown noser anyway.
Sometimes I am. Oh, wait a minute. I guess I can. Let's see. Can I do this right? Let's see. Which one do I want? This one? This one. That's the one. All right. And then I gotta hit this one.
You really like pushing buttons, don't you?
I knew I was there. There we go. And there's the logo, or not the logo, the thingamajig. So.
The Hoogie, what's it? So
I got rid of the mouse problem, I think.
You hope.
I killed 8 of them,
Ugh.
and Buddy killed 1. It's like I went 2 days without seeing any, without killing any. And
you scared them all away.
That was it of them. And then another one was laying on the carpet, all wet from a dog chewing them up. So
you're giving me chills. Please don't.
I told him, why do you bring squirrels in, but you won't kill the mice? So he killed the mouse. So that's it.
Oh, you're giving me chills.
Yeah, well, believe me, the idea of having them here was not a pleasant one. So next time they make a deal with someone saying, look, I stay on my side, you stay on your side, stay on your side.
Yeah, but the problem is, you're in the whole house, and then there's no place for them to go.
Well, then I guess they will die. So, anyway, we got a decent show. We got a good thing. And by the way, if you are interested in seeing a replay in the video, I have it linked now to our website archives, so you can watch this show and, you can get all excited looking at me and all turned on, or hear my voice, and as your hand slowly moves downward.
Will you stop?
Women always said I give good phone, and I don't even have to talk. My one friend up in Boston, she was my outside rep, and she told me that she liked calling in just to hear my voice, and she said that I gave good phone. Even if I didn't talk about anything sexy, she just liked the tone of my voice.
Oh.
So there's got to be more women out there that are like that.
I don't know. Maybe in your imagination.
Well, I got a good imagination.
Okay, then.
So don't destroy my fantasies. All right, time to play. I mean, do something. Time to do something. So let's move forward into the
Boy, you really can't talk tonight, can you?
Movie reviews. And we got 2 movies this week.
Were you hitting the fireworks a little too early?
I don't know what I was doing. Well, first off, I guess we got to talk about last week, right?
That would be good.
There was only 1 movie opening, and wait a minute, was that last week?
No, there's 2.
Oh shoot! Hold on, I got to find where were I voting? We're voting 2. Where did I put it? Huh?
Unless maybe there was 1.
No, there was 2. I forgot that. Well, I'm kind of confused now. Oh, did I? I didn't delete that, did I? Oh, no, I didn't. It should be down here. Okay, here we go. No, that's... Where's the other one? Yeah, that's it. They're up here. Jeez, I'm staring right at it. Okay, there were two movies last week, Cesario and Uncle Drew. I said that the first one was going to be... I said Cesario was going to be first, and I said it was going to be 18 million. What was the grand total? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I don't have the current one I have. Here we go. So the answer to this
Cesario was 19 million.
Was 19 million. That's a point for me. But it was also not the first. Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, then that's even better for me. That's 2 points for me because you said it was going to be...
I said Uncle Drew was going first.
Yeah, actually, I'm really surprised that Uncle Drew... well, Cesario had more theaters, but I really thought the appeal of a comedy would have done really well, and I thought you were going to win on that one. Anyway, you said... that Uncle Drew was going to be first, and you said 54 million. Uncle Drew did 15. I said it was going to do 12 million, so I won.
3 out of the 4.
Clean sweep there.
No, not well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was a clean sweep because you went high. You went high on those, and I said, "You sure you want those numbers? That seems really high for those two movies." But
I had high hopes, okay?
well, you'll have to have high hopes for maybe next week because we're going to... Anyway, we'll get right to it. So the top 3, you and I said were going to be the same ones, and we were wrong. We said it was going to be Incredibles, which it wasn't. It was Jurassic Park. So those two swap from last week. And we got the Jurassic Park and Incredibles right. We got... wrong the Cesario, which took third. So,
you can't win them all.
Now, if we use the new roll, we would both win those 2 points. But we did actually we would win 4 points because we'd win 2 for getting 2 right and 2 points for getting them in the right spot. But
that's confusing.
It doesn't matter because they cancel each other out. Anyway, so that's that. Now let's move on to the next movie. The next movie is... let me go to my notes here. Yeah, we got 2 movies this week. The one is... we'll do this one first. We'll do The Purge. This is the first Purge, and it's set up in before the first Purge. It's actually the 4th Purge, but it's first. They're doing the Star Wars thing where they played the first 3 and then they went back to number 1. So.
And I did see the Purge, right? Yes.
No, did
yes.
you? You keep saying you did, and I don't think you did.
I did because.
All right, you say you did.
I'm almost positive I did because you didn't think I'd like it.
Well, that's true. I still don't know if you liked it.
Anyway, did.
All right. Well. Here is The Purge, the first Purge. Well, this is not the movie. This is the...
That's a picture.
That's a picture, yeah. Where's the movie at? That didn't work. It was supposed to be interesting. Oh, maybe it is a... Okay, here we go. Here you go. This is the movie. So, oh, well, there's a commercial. We don't have to worry about that because I killed the sound.
You killed the sound like you killed a mouse.
Now we know that sound really well. Squeak, squeak.
Snap.
Yeah, that's my favorite sound. Snap.
Crackle pop.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Waiting for it. Waiting for it.
Explore car.
Oh, we didn't want that. Oh, shoot, I hit the button wrong. Rats. Okay.
No, they're mice.
Resume.
.com and get
rewarded.
Shut up. Okay, no, this one doesn't go full screen. Oh, does it? Maybe it does.
Tonight allows people a release for all the hatred and violence that they keep up inside them.
This won't bring him back. It won't make you feel any better. Thank you.
Now, one thing I will say, the first Purge, which was apparently the second Purge. The first Purge was about the country going through here and you know, doing all this nasty stuff. But the thing that made it was just a violent film. Second Purge had a plot, and this third Purge had a plot. I'm wondering what plot this one's going to have, because they're going to have a plot to pull it off, I think. And because the other two out of the other three had plots and were decent about the plot that they had. So I really do hope this turns out to have a good plot, because that's why I liked the second two so much, is the plot was actually just not a destroy them, kill them type thing.
It is a night that is defining our country.
Citizens, this will be a tradition we celebrate every year. Join the first Purge.
Isaiah, come say bye.
Go do your thing, sis.
Always.
I'll see you tonight.
People are now calling this controversial experiment of legalized crime the Purge.
Do not purge! Do not purge!
You and Isaiah just stay with me during the Purge.
Oh, we're gonna be fine on our own.
We are here with Dr. May Updale. She came up with this experiment. Is the Purge a political device?
It is a psychological one. If we want to save our country, we must release all our anger in one night.
Tonight, we'll see the good and evil in everyone.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the first Purge.
Our neighborhood is under siege from a government who doesn't give a shit about any of us.
At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours.
There's a lot of good people out there who we're going to have to protect.
All emergency services will be suspended.
We got to be prepared for anything.
Your government thanks you for your participation.
Parties, you predicted a much higher level of participation.
Human nature does not obey the laws of politics. What the hell is going on?
They all ex-military. Something funky going down, D.
You're sending soldiers into the island disguised as...
Now, the plot about this whole thing is that, from what I gather, the big deal is that this is only happening in the ghetto. So they're targeting the cheaper, the less wealthy people. And in the first one, the real first one, they did it in the bigger neighborhoods, the better neighborhoods. But this one seems to be centered around the poor neighborhoods and killing all the younger people.
Citizens.
This country needs for this to work.
No one's coming to help us. After tonight, nothing will ever be the same again.
They forgot about one thing. They forgot about us.
What have I done?
Stay strong, man. I'm coming.
Just remember all the good the Purge does.
Yeah.
That seems more of a Halloween movie than a 4th of July movie.
Yeah. I think it'll be, yeah, that's true. That's kind of funny that they happen to do it that way. But it was really a kind of a neat movie that they did with this. Obviously, I wouldn't really want it to be real. I wouldn't want a purge, because that would be a horrible thing, and don't have to worry about things. Okay, go ahead. Come on. I'm pushing the button. Why isn't it doing? Oh, I got to push the right button. Keep pushing the wrong one. Anyway, I really like the idea of the first. Oh, so the first one, this one guy that is the hero, I guess, ended up saving people and getting them away from the purge. So I'm wondering if he's going to be in this one too. But I didn't see him because I was looking for him to see if he was going to be it. But he was a pretty big part of the movie. So who knows? But I think it'll be pretty interesting to watch. The second movie is the one that I know that Trish wants, and I know that she will like a lot, and I know my mom wants to see it now. After all, I showed her part 1, and it is the Ant-Man movie, and that's Ant-Man Part 2 because
Xfinity Mobile combines America's
because Ant-Man 1 wasn't quite enough, but this should be a good movie. So we'll see how that works out, and hopefully it will be a good movie. Okay, let's see what we got here. We can play it any time now. Click to continue. Click link in description to continue. Where's the link in description? Am I missing something? Okay, where are you at? I heard you played. Oh, do I gotta go here? Oh, you forced me to watch a preview that wasn't a preview. Okay. All right, now we'll watch it, hopefully. It's not what I had to do yesterday. Okay, what's going on?
Ooh, maybe you used your one chance, your get-out-of-jail-free card.
What's this? You bastard.
Try the Watch Now button on the lower... Yeah, try that one.
Well, I tried that. Oh, you bastard. I didn't even know I did that. Okay, fine. I'll fix it then. So what we'll do is we'll let people look at my pretty face while I fix it so that they don't have to look at other things, because this wasn't the way it was supposed to be. This kind of irritates me because...
A once and done.
Yeah. Yahoo. Where is it? Yahoo. There it is, video search. And we'll watch Ant-Man.
Wow, there's a lot of videos on there.
Well, yeah, because that's the one I've used most often. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to try it.
Now push your button again.
I wanted to get it working first, but I pushed it already. Let's hope it works.
So, how long have you been Ant-Man again?
Not long. It just sort of happened.
I wish I could fight bad guys like you.
I seem to mess it up almost every time.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back. Like a partner.
She's hot.
Well, in that outfit, yeah, I'm sure.
You opened up the quantum realm.
You know, with this heat wave going on.
That's it, yeah. I like Michael Pena. Him.
Yeah, he was on Law & Order SVU.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's been in a lot of things, and you know, he's pretty interesting, because some of the movies I've seen him in, are you going to look him up?
Uh-huh.
Good, because I can't remember all the names of the movies. I know he was Punch in Chips. It's still, I know you don't like the idea of Chips, but you didn't see the movie. Go to the filmography. Hit 3. Oh, you don't have to scroll all the way down.
Yes, I do, because I wanted to see something.
Okay.
Let's see. He was in Moesha.
That's television.
I know. He was in ER, NYPD Blue. Wait a minute. I was pretty sure he was in Law & Order SVU.
I didn't think so, but I didn't know because you know, I've seen him in so many things.
The Lego Ninjago movie.
Okay, I'll tell you some of the ones that I saw. Go up to the... Keep going. Oh, stop. Okay, stop. Oh, stop. All right. Because I have seen him in all kinds of stuff. I saw him in... didn't see him in Nose. Didn't see him in Nose. Gone in 60 Seconds. But I didn't know it was him.
Okay.
The ones I saw were real recent. Those are all in the $1 Million Baby. I didn't know he was in that. I saw that. Shooter, no, I don't remember that one either. The ones I've seen him in, Lincoln Lawyer. Did I see The Good Doctor? I don't know. Let's see here. Tower Heist with
Enrique Devereaux.
Yeah, but he was in. I never can remember his name. Ann Mira's son.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That was before me.
Yeah, but her father. His father was a comedian with his mother.
Oh, he was in the original Ant-Man too.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't I point him out? I did point him out. I said I liked that guy. The Martian I saw him in. Vacation I saw him in. Collateral Beauty. Chips. Lego Movie. My Little Pony, of course. No, I never saw that. 12 Strong. He was in that military movie, 12 Strong. Wrinkle in Time. Ant-Man. Oh, and the Wasp. I didn't see that yet. I'm going to see that soon. So, anyway, he's been in a lot of things.
Touched by an Angel. Now, I know. I can almost swear he was on. Okay, ER, NYPD Blue.
Yeah, there's a CSY or CSI.
You have different. I was pretty sure he was on
Eastbound and Down. If you never saw that, but that's an awesome show too.
No, but I do like him. He's, he fits my profile.
No.
Dark hairs, dark eyes, over 21.
He's about this tall. He's really tall. He's really short.
It doesn't matter. Dark hair, dark eyes, over 21.
Better to step on him. So,
don't step on him.
You want to step on him? All right, anyway, let's go back to this.
Walls and stuff. Stole your tech. And now she wants to take over the world or whatever. Who would have believed that in your hour of need, you would turn to us? Me. Because we robbed you. Do you remember? That's us. The only chance we've got is both of you.
Ant-Man and the Wasp teaming up.
Follow my lead.
Oh, that was nice. I like that.
She seems
the salt shaker.
More intense.
Not actual size.
I'll go high.
I have wings. Why would I go low?
We're gonna die. I don't want to die. We didn't die.
Hey, what'd I miss?
We were just tiny.
I was partners with Hank on a project called Goliath.
How big did you get?
My record, 21 feet. You?
65 feet.
65.
If you two are finished comparing sizes.
65.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. This is a family show, sort of.
What? Oops, that's one you want to watch. It's not out yet, though.
Oh, don't tease me.
It's coming out.
Couple weeks.
2 weeks. It's the 23rd or whatever. The third week, I think. All right, so those are our two movies. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that Ant-Man is out to 4,100 theaters. The Purge is out to 3,000 theaters. So that may make a difference into what you think. So, I already got mine. I already put mine in. I'm waiting on yours.
Okay, got it.
All right, what do you got?
I'm going to say Ant-Man and the Wasp first.
Ant-Man and the Wasp first. That's what I thought you would say. T1, what?
55 million.
55 million. That's where you may get me because I put 76 million. And it's either going to do really, really well or it'll do disappointing.
See, I really want to do a Price is Right on you and say $1.
You can say $1.
No. Because then I'll never hear the end of it.
The thing is, it doesn't matter as long as you get better, closer to it than me. So it can be $1 if you want it. All right, so that's what you want. And I said it's going to do 76 million. The Purge, what do you want?
50 million.
All right, so that's T2.
Because I think it's going to be good. It's going to be almost as good
Well, I think that we also have the holiday, and it'll probably start early this year. Well, I should see. Wait a minute. Okay, so the first Purge is coming out tomorrow, and looks like Thursday will be the first day for the Wasp, but they have one extra day. So we'll see. It could make a difference. But all right, so that's the 3. Now,
hey, look who's here. Your buddy Nigel.
Nah.
Yeah, he goes, "Hey, Trash Clan."
He doesn't love us anymore.
Well, he's there.
Tell him I need some new trailer. Yeah, the new promo stuff. Anyway, all right. So those are the 2, and let's see. All right, so now the big 3.
Okay, hold on.
I guess he probably heard me. You probably don't need
Okay, big 3. I'm going to say Jurassic World, Ant-Man, and the first Purge.
All right. Where was Jurassic Park was at?
60.
60, okay. All right, so I'm going to say, all right, here's, let me go back up to the top. So you said, wait a minute, which were the 3 that you said?
Jurassic World, Ant-Man, and the Purge.
And the Purge. In that order?
Yes.
Okay, so that means this is going to be 1, this one's going to be 2, and this one's going to be 3 for you. Now, I, on the other hand, am going to do, alright. Well, I didn't think of one thing that, okay, so I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to take Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, as number 1, as number 2. I'm going to take Ant-Man as number 1, and I'm going to take Incredibles for number 3.
Ooh!
I think. Let me see. Is that what I want to do? You're picking Jurassic World 1, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to go outside that box there. And I'm going to... Let's see. Do I want to pick that, or do I want to pick...
Doom, 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 doom,
wait a minute.
doom.
Ant-Man and then Purge. Okay, so I'm going to say 3 is... Which one did I say? Incredibles.
You didn't.
What was Incredibles at? 46?
Yeah.
I'm going to take Incredibles for 3rd. So that's my 3 to your 3. I may be taking a chance.
Okay.
But I like to take some chances. All right, that's where we are for that. All right.
And I was right.
What?
Remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about where Nigel lives? He is in Long Beach, California. He's not in Georgia anymore.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow. All right. Well, he doesn't talk to me anymore, so how would I know? All right. I got a... do you know who Stuttering John is?
No.
All right, you will now. Remember we used to listen to Howard Stern?
You used to listen to him, and I'd only listen to him in the car.
Well, he was the stuttering guy on Howard Stern.
Okay.
He's in a lot of trouble right now.
Oh, geez. Now what?
He has a podcast, and he has... he prank called the president.
Oh, jeez.
And the president was on Air Force One. So, I'm going to play a couple things here. And, you like... says, Stuttering John Melendez, if I duped the Preds, so did Russia. And here is him talking about what he did. Hopefully, it's supposed to be.
I show up at my house on Friday after doing a lot of media, and two kids are in front of my door, and they go, "Hey, John," and I'm very friendly with a lot of the, I always try to be friendly with the neighbors, and this kid wants to learn how to play guitar. I'm going to teach him how to play guitar. So he's like, "Hey, John, there was 2 people with suit jackets who were knocking on your door. We asked them who they were. They said they were Secret Service. They showed their badges. Turns out, I just got a call from my agent, a text. The Secret Service demands to speak to you, as soon as possible." I said, "We'll do it tomorrow." So the Secret Service called me. I've talked to the Secret Service today. And she said, Alyssa, yes, we were there on Friday, that was us, and we need to interview you. And I said, "Should I bring an attorney?" She said, "That's up to you."
Are you scared? Do you think you're going to go to jail?
You know what? I'm almost not scared, only because, at the very least, what I did is expose how easily it is to infiltrate the White House.
Right.
And, Donald Trump should be ashamed about that. And he should, some heads got to roll over there. This is not what you want. This is the leader of the free world. If this stuttering idiot can get through to Donald Trump that quickly, then who else could? It's just unbelievable. And if you think Jared Kushner was not duped by the Russians, come on. I duped him. I duped him in with a bad English. "Hello, Jared, how are you? Yes, I'll get the president on." Look how bad that is. That's worse than Lindsay Lohan on Parent Trap.
So, now, first off, chances are he will go to jail. At least I think, because first off, Donald Trump don't like to be embarrassed.
True.
And it, I don't think any of us could get away with it. And he's proud of it. But I'll tell you what, he's getting a lot of media on this. Now, do you wonder what he did, what he said?
Well, I want to know how he got the phone numbers. Well, what I want to know.
He said, it says here, basically, he prank called the White House by proposing to be Senator John Menendez. John says the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner himself, patched the call through. So he called and pretended to be the senator.
Oh.
Which he's not. And so he called Jared Kushner, who is one of Trump's people, himself gave up the phone number, or connected him through. He didn't give him the phone number. So John also claims that the prank call triggered a visit from the Secret Service. I'll tell you what, I'd be crapping my pants if the Secret Service came to my door. And you don't want to mess with them because they don't play games. So, in the very least, he should be scared. And the fact that he's not scared, I don't know. I just I can't imagine. I couldn't do it. I can't prank call people anyway, but you're not supposed to be prank calling anybody anymore. There's supposed to be a law out there that stops people from doing that.
Yeah, but they don't.
Anyway, here's the call.
Sir, your call is connected. Hi, Bob. Hey, how are you? How are you? Congratulations on everything. We're proud of you. Congratulations. Great job. You went through a tough situation, and I don't think a very fair situation, but congratulations. Thank you so much. And, I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. President, but obviously my constituents are giving me a lot of beef about this immigration thing. I know that you did something really noble by trying to, get the kids back with their families. But I have to answer to them. What can I tell them that you're going to do moving forward? So, Bob, let me just tell you, I want to be able to take care of the situation every bit as much as anybody else at the top level. I'd like to do the larger solution rather than the smaller solution. They're doing them step by step. I think we could do the whole thing. I have a good relationship with the party. You have a good relationship with the party. And I think we could do a real immigration bill. We have to have security at the border. We have to have it. I mean, look, you got 60% of the country, they've got to have security at the border. And that's a good issue for the Democrats too, Bob. It's not like it's good for you or good for me. It's good for both of us. People are tired of, of the problem.
No, I understand that, but I am.
Now, you would think that all the money that we have spent on Air Force One, they'd have a better phone hookup.
You would think, but, maybe they've got to cut corners somewhere.
I guess so. That's the wrong place to cut. All right.
I'm Hispanic, so I have to, I'm sure you understand. So I have to look into my...
And there he's stuttering because, he can't stop stuttering, but that's where he got his name, Stuttering John, so now he's kind of stuttering because he's getting nervous.
I have to look into my people as well, you understand?
I agree. So, Bob, let me do this. I'm on Air Force One. I'm just coming back. We had an amazing rally in North Dakota, actually.
Yeah, I saw the speech. I saw the speech.
It's going to be good. It's a tough race. Say it again.
No, I saw the speech, and I thought it was a great speech. But if I could just ask you one more thing, Mr. President, as far as the new justice, I'm sure you've heard.
He would normally say Baba Booey at some point, but he kept up the ruse the whole time.
I'm sure you know that Justice Kennedy is retiring, and Justice Kennedy was a Reagan appointee. I'm begging you, are you going to go more moderate, or do you think you're going to go more conservative?
Well, I haven't looked. I have a list of people. I have a big list of people, Bob, and we'll take a look at it, and we're going to make a decision. I'll probably make it over the next couple of weeks.
Because I promise you will have my vote. I will help you if you don't go too conservative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we will talk to you about it. We're going to probably make a decision, Bob, over the next 2 weeks. I think we're going to have a really good. We have some great choices, and be done over the next 12 to 14 days.
All right. Well, please, keep me informed, and good luck on your trip. And thank you so much for taking my call.
You take care. I will speak to you soon, Bob. Take care of yourself.
All right. Thanks, Mr. President.
So that's it. That's what he will probably go to jail for.
Okay, so I want to know if Trump has his own private jet, why is he also using Air Force One?
Probably because it's more secure, and probably should use his own, or should use the presidential jet because it's set up differently too. It's set up like an office and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's more taxpayer dollars.
But he's entitled to that because he is the president.
I know, but he's already got a plane. He doesn't need another one. Save us our tax money.
I say give it to him. I think he deserves it for what he's doing. He's kept a lot of his promises, and some people hate him, some people like him. I think that he's doing what he said he was going to do. And what more can you ask for as long as people are doing what they say they're going to do? Some people won't give him a break and won't give him a chance. And other people, like myself, the proof is in the pudding. If he doesn't do anything, then he deserves to get, shunned and all that stuff. But he's done a lot of things. Who has met with Kim Jong-un besides him?
True.
I mean, that's a big, big thing.
Say that name 5 times.
I can't say it once. I'm not even sure that I said it right. So, anyway, all right, on to the next thing. Do you know who Bray Wyatt is?
I've heard the name.
Okay. How about the name Rotunda?
Yes, okay.
He is Mike Rotunda's son.
Oh.
All right. Well, he was in a car accident, and they explained on Monday Night Show that Bray Wyatt wasn't going to be there because he was injured over the weekend. They didn't say how he was injured, but he was injured in a nasty, nasty car accident. The car was destroyed, and I guess he had it Saturday, and he was in no shape to do anything Monday. So anyway, fortunately, he seems to be okay. I heard. I told you I listened to his sister on the radio, right?
Yes.
His sister was saying, she spent the whole weekend with him because he was injured, and he was home because he was injured. But anyway, Bray Wyatt, it says here, WWE Raw Tag Team Champion Bray Wyatt suffered multiple injuries to the head. Multiple injuries in a head-on crash on Friday. Okay, there you are, Friday. I'm going to live through it because I can't die. Wyatt, whose real name is, do you know his real name?
No.
Wyndham Lawrence Rotund is his real name.
Yeah, because he was named after Barry Windham.
That is correct.
I remember us talking about that.
Yeah. Was in Tampa, Florida, on his way to the airport to leave for Raw, and when he smashed into another vehicle, Wyatt's car was totaled, and he was treated at the Tampa General Hospital, but since released. We spoke with Wyatt, who tells us in good spirits, "I'm moving around." WWE also issued a statement saying, due to injuries sustained, Wyatt is not going to compete at this weekend's WWE live events and will not be present at tonight's Raw, which he wasn't. Wyatt is from a legendary wrestling family. His father, Mike Rotunda, is former WWE superstar, famously known as the buffed-out tax guy named IRS. Wyatt's brother is Bo Dallas. Do you know Bo Dallas's real name?
No.
I didn't know his real name. I mean, I heard his real name, but I keep forgetting it. It's Taylor Rotunda.
Oh.
I don't know why. He has. I think he's named after somebody else that in that family. So it's interesting because.
So was this just an accident? Did he just not realize what was going on, or?
Well, I guess he's the one that caused the accident, I would imagine.
Wow.
But his car had been shattered. So that's a scary thing. I've been lucky enough not to have that happen to me yet. And, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, I wanted to say something about Bray. Bray is actually for his age, he's only been in the business a couple years. He's taken a top spot real quick, and I love his character. And it's funny because his brother is now finally getting a push, and he's getting a push along with his partner, who happens to be Kurt Hennig's son.
Okay.
So both of those two young guys are getting a push now. They're called the B team.
Oh, jeez.
They wanted to be the A team, but they figured they couldn't be the A team.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Because they, aren't the A team. But it's kind of funny to watch those guys grow into the business because they're, I really, lately, Bo Dallas has been doing this imitation of Bray. He puts a really scraggly beard on, and they're making fun of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt because they're a team. Bray Wyatt and Hardy became a team recently, and their imitations are really funny. They are really, really good at that. So I'm glad to see them get their push, and we'll see a whole lot more of them, I think, in the future, just because they're getting their chance. So I think it's really cool. I love the fact that they're getting to do what they always wanted to do. As much as I love that business, and
well, we might as well start talking about it now because it's only a few weeks away. You are making a return for one night only.
Yeah, I got a grudge.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
It must be against Average Joe.
No, it's against the guy they're having the thing for. He owes me a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, jeez.
He does. So, I'll talk more about it. It's going to be in Binghamton, New York.
Cortland, isn't it?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm pretty sure
I haven't seen the poster, so I don't know.
I believe it was Cortland, because I sent it to you.
Oh, well, I didn't look at the location.
It is Cortland, New York.
Oh, so Rob Cook is going to be there too.
Yep. Nick Napoleon will be there. Little Daddy C. Sean Carr. Woohoo! Go Sean.
Prince.
Luke Babcock.
Prince.
Yeah, Prince, God bless you. I can never say his name right. Rotmare and Chill will be there. Yeah, I know some of the names, but not all of them.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be fun. I'm going to make an appearance, one in a long time appearance. So it'll be good. It'll be fun.
Come on.
What are you trying to do?
Pull up that poster.
Yeah, well, they can't see the poster. Unless,
I know,
unless
but
you
I
give
could...
it to me. Unless you take that link and send it over to me. Yeah, it is going to be interesting because I haven't been in the ring since 2012. So I haven't even been near a ring.
There you go.
Well, go see it.
It's at the Cortland County Junior Fairgrounds in Cortland, New York. Doors open at 3. The opening ceremony starts at 3:45 with a bell time at 4.
Okay, I didn't get anything from you.
I sent it over.
Did you send it via Facebook or what?
Yep, right here.
Well, why didn't I get it? I am confused.
Second one down.
I know that's you, but that isn't the link. Besides, you should have been the first one down. Oh, now it showed. I think. Unless my friend Sally sent me another message. Maybe she found me another cabinet. Hey, I like the cabinet she gave me. It's a decent one.
What, that heavy one?
Yeah. It looks good in the spot that I put it in.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
There, I sent it again.
You don't need to send it again. I got it the first time. All right, as soon as it gets up here. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, because I believe the Rob Cook versus Little Daddy C is Fans Bring the Weapons match.
Ooh. All right. Well, maybe I'll work with him. You never know.
That could be.
I have a relationship with him, a long-running relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else to say there?
We've got Chill, like I said, Big Papa Chill. Sean Carr's there. When you look at the card itself... Wait a minute, where did it go?
You lost it.
No, I just put it in the wrong window.
No.
Okay. Yeah, Little Daddy C versus Rob Cook. Possession of Glenn's famed loaded gloves. It's going to be Big Aaron Nasty with Average Joe against Axel Lennox.
I talked to Axel about a year ago.
Yeah.
I was going to do something with him and his... He had a tag team guy, and I don't know who it was. I knew who he was. He wanted me to go back into business.
He was also real good friends with Spike Norton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we have Timothy Theory versus Chainsaw Tony, and I don't know either one of them. Sean Carr versus Prince, whatever his name is. I cannot say his name. I have tried.
Akhenaten.
Then there's the Battle Royal.
I may have to join that. May just take something. So.
Then we have Luke Babcock versus Bruiser Wade Mays versus Pat Sawyer versus Jason King. I know Luke, but I don't know
Jason King too.
I do?
Suicide King.
Oh, okay. Rob Sweet and Dewey versus Maddock and Cloudy.
I don't know if that's the Cloudy that we know or not from Ring of Honor.
Okay. Then we have Rotmare and Big Papa Chill versus the Best Elite Team versus Frankie the Pizza Guy, Draven versus Brooklyn Joe and Grizzy Rodriguez.
Well, maybe I should work with him, Big Papa Chill.
It could be, but they're going against Frankie the Pizza Guy. And knowing how much you like food, you can't hurt the pizza guy.
Now, I have not had pizza in a long time.
Since I bought.
That was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long.
Because you were trying to get me to break my diet. I'm down almost 30 pounds, so...
That's great.
Yeah, so, Anyway, it'll be a good time. We'll tell you more as we get closer. I'll have to get my batteries for my my megaphone.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's what it's
Yeah.
all about. Yeah, I don't know. Glenn, it's a sad thing about Glenn. But if he had returned my glasses, it'd be a better thing. Because who knows, he'd probably have them in his casket, and that would be sucky.
He might, so he can always look cool.
Well, I'm not going to dig it up. But anyway, that's going to be...
That's going to be...
What's the date? Oh,
Sunday, July 22nd.
oh, Sunday.
Yes.
What time?
4.
Okay, I'll get
Doors open at 3. Opening ceremonies 3:45. Bells at 4.
That's going to be a work night, too.
Uh-huh. I thought the same thing, too. Oh, but wait, I sleep on the way home.
Well, if it's going to be that early, chances we'll be out by 8. It'll be 3 hours back.
Yeah, it'll be all right. We'll make it.
Now I wish I had my self-driving car.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, that's the card, and we'll see how that goes. I expect it to do well. I expect it to ruffle a few feathers. So I'll probably have a video.
Well, you know, if with Rob Cook, or as we know him, I.B. Green there, it'll be interesting, that's for sure.
He might not be I.B. Green anymore. I never saw him wrestle under his real name.
I have.
Interesting. All right. Let's talk about the best movies of the year. Because we've seen a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we agree with any of these. Here it comes. These are the best movies of the year so far. The top 20, I believe. All right?
Okay.
All right. Number 20, A Star Wars Story, Solo. All right. I would agree that it's in the top. I don't know what number I'd put anything in. I'm just going to say I agree that should be one of them. That got a bad review because I think everybody was expecting another one like a Marvel movie. And that won't be a Marvel movie because it's not meant to be a Marvel movie. So I really think that it would be... What in the world's that? Why did that come up? All right. I don't even know what it is. Oh, Tumblr. Well, I want it to... Oh, okay. I want it to go to Twitter. That's what I want it to do. Oh, okay, so they don't have... All right. Looking for the link to send it through on them. Anyway, I agree that should be one of the top 20. It says 3 Identical Strangers. Okay, I have no idea what that was about. This year's entry is the always popular Stranger Than Fiction. Well, I don't say that should be one of the top ones because I never heard of it. Did you ever hear of it?
No.
I never heard of it either. And I do know the one girl. I've seen her before. Wait, that's not Stranger Than Fiction. That's Game Night. All right, well, why? Oh, okay. Okay, so I don't know anything about Stranger Than the 3 Identical Strangers, so I would not vote for that one. Game Night. They're voting for one of those as the top movies. I would agree with Game Night being one of the top movies. That was a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Endless. I never saw that one either. Okay, it's an indie debut. I'm not going to say that I want to see that one as a top one. The Rider. I would not see that one either. It's a no-budget film. They're saying that these no-budget films are deserving of the top 20 movies. I can't agree with that because nobody saw it. If a Tree Falls in the Woods. RBG. Never heard of that one either. Betsy West and Julie Cohen. The look at the Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a.k.a. the notorious RGB. Okay, that's funny, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't think I'd agree with that one either, because that was another independent movie. Tully. Tully's a dark comedy. Jason Reitman. I never heard of that one either. Oh, yeah, that was that one I didn't want to see.
Oh, yeah.
It had no appeal for me whatsoever. Deadpool 2. I think that one should be in the top 5, not the top 13.
13's a bad number.
Yeah, well, it fits Deadpool. You Were Never Really Here. Okay, I don't know that one either. You know, I see a lot of movies. I should know these all. But I don't think that one would be one of the top ones in my book because I never even heard of it. Hereditary. I would say that probably belongs in the top 20, but not below Deadpool. So, Incredibles 2, again,
yep.
I think Deadpool is much better than Incredibles 2, but it should be on the list. Annihilation, I didn't see, so I can't answer that. Blockers should be in the top for this year, yes. Then I told you about this one. Sorry to bother you. That one, I want to see it really, really bad. I told you what it was about. And it sounded pretty good, right?
Yeah.
All right. First Reformed, I never saw it, so I don't know what it is. They have a whole bunch of stuff that are independent movies, so they don't really qualify for the best. Avengers Infinity War. See, that should be maybe number one for how much money that raised, being that it's over $1 billion, and many of these independent films are lucky if they made maybe 100,000 or maybe 1 million. So I would say they really are not that good. Won't You Be My Neighbor? That's playing, by the way. Did I tell you that's playing Midtown?
No.
That's the one about...
oh, Mr. Rogers!
Yeah.
We have to go see that one, too.
I know. I wish it had better seating. Paddington 2, they put as number 3. See, I don't agree that they should be in this order at all because Avengers should be way above Paddington. And A Quiet Place, I agree it should be one of the top, and Black Panther was number 1, according to them. So, I don't really think that is a fair assessment of the movies for this year because they had too many independent films. How do you base a film? On what it makes? Or in what it means. I would think that you would need to base it on at least a combination of both. So, yeah, I just don't agree with that. However, here's box office winners and losers. Let's see what they are. Of course, winners, the Marvel movies. They're going to be up there. Says then Marvel declared Infinity War on the summer competition with the third Avengers, Star Wars, The Force Awakens. By the way, this one says the Avengers said it earned $260 million its opening weekend, and if I remember, well, it says here also joined the Titanic and Star Wars, Force Awakens in the $2 billion club in June. So that means that, believe it or not, that Avengers movie has made $2 billion.
Wow.
Outside the Marvel world, you talk about Deadpool 2 in over $300 million, proving that audiences aren't tired of the merc with a mouth and his mutant brethren. The Incredible Pixar movie, okay, $182 million the opening weekend. That's pretty respectable. And it was a good movie. Fallen Kingdom Rises. What? Oh, okay. Jurassic Park. I forget what I said that it did. $163 million the opening weekend. And I agree. That should be one of the top ones. Ocean's 8 made $170 million. Did that on a $70 million budget. So that was good. Comedy, Blockers, Book Club, and Game Night. They all are respectable. Low budget horror. When you're talking about A Quiet Place, Hereditary. I think A Quiet Place.
You didn't see that one. I did.
I did too.
Oh, okay.
I saw it before you did.
How?
I went to the theater. I showed my card, and I saw it. I didn't think you'd go see it. Anyway. That was produced on $17 million, and it made $328 million. And Hereditary did reported $10 million and has made $43 million. So, 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh yes.
It made in upwards of $100 million for that. $100 million is nothing in today's world, though. Spielberg rejoins the $100 million club with the Ready Player One. That movie is a really that unbelievable movie. It's all virtual reality, and I thought that was a great idea for a movie. Mostly because virtual reality is what everybody looks at.
Oh yeah.
The documentary for Mr. Rogers says here 5 things you never knew about Mr. Rogers from the director of Won't You Be My Neighbor. I don't know if they didn't give that. Okay, maybe that's what this video is. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see what I was too old to really enjoy Mr. Rogers. So let's see what it is.
All relationships, love or the lack of it.
Jim, his son, told me a great story because Fred was trying to stay in touch with his teenage boys. And he said, well, what are you guys listening to? So the sons would give him mixtapes of what they were listening to. So they gave him a Frank Zappa mixtape. But the musician that Fred really connected with through his sons was Bob Marley. And if you think about it, the message of Bob Marley, this Rastafarian One Love idea, is very much in line with Mr. Rogers. Though his son did tell us, of course I didn't give him the ganja songs. 2 of the most famous media figures in the history of Pittsburgh were Fred Rogers and George Romero, the inventor of the zombie movies. They worked with each other. So George Romero was a cameraman for several years early on for Fred Rogers. And George Romero, before he made Night of the Living Dead, said that the scariest thing he ever shot was Mr. Rogers Gets a Tonsillectomy. The field piece he did for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Fred went on Sesame Street, and Big Bird came on to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. What was interesting when Big Bird came on was that Fred had asked the actor who played Big Bird that he'd like him to take his head off and show the kids that there was a person, because Fred always liked to kind of demystify, because he thought kids were just curious. He wanted to explain things. And Carol thought about it and said, I can't do that. So he said, well, if you're going to do that, then Big Bird can only appear in the land of make-believe. You can't be with me in my living room, because if you're going to go there, you have to take the head off, because I want that to be a real explanation for kids. So Big Bird did visit, but only in the land of make-believe. In 1972, during the presidential election, the Nixon-McGovern election, his son, Jim, said he went into the voting booth with his dad, and instead of voting for Nixon and McGovern, he voted for Benjamin Spock, who was running on a third-party ticket, who was a child development expert and friend of Fred's. So that says a lot about Fred, too. Fred Rogers was always interested in the idea of 143. It was like his private number. The amazing thing is he would swim every day, and when he got out of the pool, he would weigh himself, and he weighed 143 pounds. And he said he weighed that weight every day of his life for decades. But to him, what 143 meant was, I love you.
That's cool. Cool. I never knew any of that stuff, although I did know that one thing that I did know was he was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have never known that. I would have never guessed that in a million years. But, he was, and that's very cool. So, I wonder if I can post this. I can't. Guess I can't. There's nothing to post that. Anyway, Super Troopers. 17 years ago, after Broken Lizard comedy troupe introduced itself to the world with Super Troopers, the gang got back together for the aptly named Super Troopers 2. While the film hardly qualified as a smash, $30 million haul on a $15 million budget, half of which was earned during the $15 million weekend. That's funny. Was a minor triumph. I think that would be considered a loser to me, but they have it as a winner. Now, here's the losers. They put Solo. See, I disagree. I thought that was a good movie. Wrinkle Me This, the Wrinkle in Time. It had a $100 million budget. It made $100 million. So they broke even. They'll make money on the rights on the different platforms and pay-per-views and stuff. Amy Schumer, they felt that the Amy Schumer Trainwreck? No, that wasn't the one that was out this year. Yeah, wait, 100 million. See, Trainwreck did 110 million, suggested she was the movie comedy's next big thing. However, last summer's Snatched with Goldie Hawn, in the first, they did 45 million. Wow, I wonder why it did so bad. I really thought that was a good movie. The Snatched, remember that? They were being chased by the one killer. Oh. I thought that was a great movie. Then they said that...
well, I guess that they didn't count your opinions. You know, they just... Everything that had your name on it, they're like, we don't need his.
Yeah. Well, they also, by the looks of things... what was that movie with Jennifer Lawrence? Mother. Yeah, that was the one that I thought... Yeah, that was really, really weird movie. The British Are Coming. Where was it? What's the movie? Early Man. I'm trying to think if I saw that. I don't think I did. Then they said they didn't like... Oh, yeah, Tagged. Why didn't they like Tagged? Those people are nuts. Johnny Knoxville Hits the Wall. They didn't like the Jackass movie. What was it called? The Park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Action Point.
Yeah, that's it.
They didn't like...
They just don't like Jackass, that's all.
Well, it is a kind of a... something you gotta kind of accept it for what it is. And that is a really pointless, stupid movie. You gotta know that going in. Reboots, it says here... Pacific Rim Uprising, that was kind of an okay movie, did 59 million. Tomb Raider, I didn't see it, did 57 million. Strangers Pray at Night, I don't think I saw that either. Superfly did 15.2 million and counting. That's the one I wanted to see because it rebooted that thing. That was pretty cool. But they don't like that. The Man on the Train one they didn't like.
The Oriental Express?
No, I forget what the name of it was. It was, let's see.
The Commander.
No, it was Commuter.
Oh, Commuter, okay. It looks like Commander from here.
It looked like, I mean, it was a good movie. It was okay. I saw it in my box. I liked it. It wasn't a great movie, but it was okay. It says here... that inspired a wave of slam bank shoot-'em-up pictures with older dudes, including The Expendables. No, wait a minute. That wasn't just released. That was out years ago. Red, that was also out years ago. The Equalizer was out years ago. Of course, Part 2 is coming. And The Gunman, I don't see how they do that to decide that, I don't know. Anyway, well, again, I don't agree with them. A lot of the ones they thought were the best were not the best in my eyes, and the ones they thought were the worst, I kind of disagree with them there, too. So...
Well, maybe they just got the buckets mixed up.
That could be it. That's what it was. Just, we forgot all about we thought that was bucket A, and instead it was bucket
Somebody
B.
switched the labels.
Yeah, maybe. I don't agree with them. I definitely don't agree with them on those. So, all right. So those are those. You know who Andy Dick is?
Yes. He competed on Dancing with the Stars, and I didn't like him.
Well, I'm not surprised that you didn't like him because he's kind of a weird guy.
He was a dick.
He was in talk radio back in, that was probably I want to say the 80s or 90s.
Okay.
Okay, I loved that. I liked talk radio. It had Joe Rogan. It had, what's his name? Did you ever watch Dr. Ken?
I've seen a couple episodes of it.
Okay, the head doctor, or the head of that office, the blonde guy, was in talk radio too.
Oh.
All these guys were in talk radio, and their careers took off. But anyway, so he's in trouble.
Oh, jeez.
Comedian Andy Dick charged with sexual battery.
Oh, man.
So that means we probably won't see him a whole lot later on. But
well, he couldn't dance, so he had to do something.
Andy Dick, a comedian who appeared in the 90s sitcom News Radio. There you go, News Radio. Was charged with sexual battery for allegedly groping a woman he didn't know on a Los Angeles street in April.
Now, wait a minute. Okay, so they're going to go after him on stuff like this, okay?
Yep.
Any famous person that does stuff like this, they go after. I just read today that one of the contestants on Big Brother was taking an ice cream scoop and going after some of the female contestants, even went after one of the male contestants, and they haven't charged him with anything yet.
All I can tell you is this. I think that it's... Sorry, I gotta adjust. I don't have that on. The camera's not on me, so... Anyway, okay, so if someone came up to you and patted your butt that you didn't know, what would you do?
Turn around and look at him like, who gave you that right?
Okay. But this is what he's being potentially sued for and possibly going to jail for. Now, okay, I don't think anybody would disagree that it isn't right to touch someone else that doesn't want to be touched, or that you don't know to touch someone else. You shouldn't. You should never touch someone you don't know. Now, you probably shouldn't touch someone that you do know, too, because you can get in all kinds of heat. The problem is this. I understand being upset because if someone touches you and, you know, it's kind of like the Adam Sandler thing where he put his hand on that girl's leg.
Right.
And then she took it off, and then he put it on it again. Okay, when she takes it off the first time, that should be it. That should be the end of the story. The problem is he put it back on. Now it becomes an offense. Now, any lawyer will say, what were your damages? Any good lawyer.
Right.
Like, if someone hit you, touched you on the leg or on the butt, what are the damages?
Okay.
When you put someone away for years because of touching someone, that's wrong to me. You slap them on the wrist, you fine them, whatever it is that you do, but to put them in jail for touching you, if they touch you in a spot where you're not, like if he grabbed you between the legs, okay, that's a different thing. I'm talking about swatting you on the butt. I think that I think they go crazy over this thing, and everybody wants to be part of that Me Too movement.
But here's the thing, okay? If, let's say all you're doing is smacking somebody on the butt, okay?
Right.
And they fine you for it.
Right.
But you've got all this money, you know, like these celebrities do.
Well, the second
and
time
they know that that's all they're going to get. They're going to keep doing it. It's not teaching them a lesson.
No. Second time, you fine them more. Third time, you fine them more. Fourth time, you send them to jail. If they're really that adamant about doing it, you got to increase the the problem. You got to increase the
punishment. Okay.
But I mean, if someone just pats you on the butt, I think it's out of control. I don't think that there's anything that anybody should go to jail for. I think that they should, if they're repeat offenders, okay, then I see maybe they should be punished harder. But when you're talking about, we're talking about something that there are no damages.
People say there's mental damages
that's
just to get money.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why I think that we got to put our foot down and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We've crushed careers here over things that I think are silly. And, you know, if he groped these women, okay, that's his problem, and send them to counseling, send them to, you know, some type of
rehabilitation.
Well, I don't know if I want to call it that, but you know, if you drink and to excess, you get sent to rehab.
You have rehabilitation.
Yeah, but I mean, this could be counseling. This could be, you know, it just seems really crazy. Now, again, I'm not speaking anything specific, but a lot of people have lost their jobs over allegations. You know, some people have lost their jobs and their career. I mean, when you think about Kevin Spacey, he deserved it.
Okay.
If he slept with an underage child, he probably deserved to lose everything. But when you talk about people like, what's his name, Louis C.K., where his problem was he wanted to jerk off in front of people. Okay, they could have said no, and they could have left because he didn't lock the doors or anything.
Right.
And he could have been just a creep. But they actually shut him down so quick. All of his TV shows are no longer anywhere to be found. And his specials were all taken off the air. And, you know, he has no career anymore. They stopped him flat. You know, I don't know. There's got to be a line that you got to draw in the sand. And I just think that some of these people have been overkill.
But unfortunately, in today's society, there's always going to be that gray area. Nothing, you know, everything is not always going to be black or white as much as we want it to be. Either it is or it isn't. But you've always got that gray area, which is the muddle.
But we don't have the gray area. See, the thing is, if you accuse somebody, that becomes black and white. It becomes, he's automatically guilty before a trial.
Yes, but then it would, if somebody accused you of doing something, you're going to defend yourself. If you knew that you didn't do it.
But they've been trying. Those people have been shut down.
That's what I'm saying. That's the gray area, because I could say, yes, you did it. I have all this proof that you did it. You have to say, no, I didn't, and try to come up with a proof that says you didn't. Then the people that are judging this are going to be like, okay, do we believe him or not?
Do you remember hearing the words innocent before or until proven guilty? It's not that way anymore. You're guilty.
You're guilty until proven innocent.
That's right. Anyway, let's go back to Andy and his issues. So we got a good soundtrack. Andy Dick is charged with sexual battery and misdemeanor simple assault. Simple battery. According to TMZ, a woman filed a police report accusing him of groping her. See, again, why should the police be involved for just touching? I just think that there's, you know, I used to laugh at husband and wives that got into fights and threw chicken wings on somebody and got arrested. That's just an example.
I know.
While he was walking near her on a sidewalk and making lewd comments. Did you realize that if this were the 70s, this would be every construction crew in the world, as you're walking by, they'd be making these lewd comments and probably patting you on the butt as you walk by. And some women would actually walk by a couple times to get pat on the butt. I don't know. This is not the first time the actor has had a run-in with the law or forced sexual misconduct accusations. His wife was granted a temporary restraining order against him in February. He's married?
Apparently so.
I thought he was gay. Guess I didn't know that.
He might have turned gay after that, after his wife left him.
Yeah. He's looking bad, too. He looks like he's like 60, 70, and I think he's younger than I am, or at least the same age.
I just remember seeing him on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see Dancing with the Stars. Was he any good?
No.
Oh. All right. Okay, where are we at?
He's 52.
See, he's younger than him. And in November, Dick was fired from the film Vampire Dad on the first day. He was also a really weird dude on the Two Broke Girls TV show.
Oh.
He showed up a couple times, and he was a marionette guy, and he would walk around with this marionette. I liked him on that. I've always liked him, no matter how weird he gets. But you know, Hollywood needs all kinds of people. Sexual harassment accusations the cast and crew made against the actor. It's such a shame because, you know, again, what is it worth for someone to pat you on the butt? That's the weird thing.
It depends on how well you know the person, too.
Well, again, if you're patting the butt on people you don't even know, I'm against that. And I'm against patting on the butt as a rule unless you're in a relationship of some sort with that person.
Did I ever tell you about the time I got patted on the butt at ringside?
No.
It was a show we were at, and a certain wrestler that we both know.
Who was it?
One that is no longer with us. He was coming out to ringside, and I was there taking pictures, and he swatted me on the butt.
Must have been Rebel.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about him today.
Yeah.
Just how awful that whole situation is, and I feel so weird about what in the world? Oh. And now I feel happy.
I mean, I think about the good guy that we knew, the different things that he did for everybody, and then I think about everything else that was said, that has been said, and, you know, what happened, and it's still confusing.
Yeah, I just don't even, it's another thing. I've been thinking about all these people that have died who are younger than me.
Right.
And even my brother was younger than me when he died. He was older than me when he died, but now I've surpassed him.
Yeah.
All these people, if you said, my brother always said I would die before him because I was fat. And here I died after him.
True.
Or not yet, but I will. So, and it's just so weird to think about all these people, and Pam has been a big thing in my head lately. And it just is weird. I don't know. The whole thing of all these people that are dying around me just really...
That just means you're not allowed to die yet.
I don't know. Maybe they're telling me to join them.
No.
I think Brandy told me to join her.
No.
I think Brandy is my second favorite person that died.
Person? Which Brandy are we talking about?
My dog.
She's not a person.
To you.
Oh.
It's like saying that Buddy's not a person. I'm not going to say that.
Speaking of puppy dog, where is he?
He's being good. He's probably in his corner.
Oh.
Anyway, on to the next thing. So speaking of Harvey Weinstein, which I wasn't, but
yeah.
Whenever you talk about sexual harassment, he could face lifetime in prison on his latest crime charges.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't want to be him.
Put him with Jerry Sandusky.
He has 3 more charges against him, so Weinstein could be facing life in prison. Manhattan District Attorney Office announced that Monday morning. I've got to turn this down. This is loud. That grand jury has served more. I can't read it. Sexual assault charges include the additional count of criminal sexual act. Now, keep in mind, this guy, say 6 months ago or a year ago, had so much money, and he had so much power in Hollywood, and now you're talking about he was down by a girl who said that she was forced to watch him shower. Well, that's how it started. But now we're talking about sending him to life in prison. Anyway, for forcing a woman to have sex with him in 2006. Talk about a guy that lost everything. Now, I'm not saying he didn't deserve that. He's being charged with 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, which carries a minimum sentence of 10 years and a maximum sentence of life.
Wow! You're good. You can see the future. What are the lottery numbers?
1.
Oh.
A Manhattan grand jury has now indicted Harvey Weinstein on some of the most serious sexual offenses that exist under New York's penal law. He'll know a lot about the penal law if he goes to jail. This indictment is the result of the extraordinary courage exhibited by the survivors. So, yeah. Now, see, in this case, the guy deserved it. In this case, he abused his power. But if you're talking about a guy that just pats someone on the butt, again, if you know them, you tell them to stop. And it's not something you want. Or you slap them across the face, and then they get you arrested because you slapped them across the face.
That's a he said, she said, or she said, she said.
What? Does she sell seashells?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the stupid insurance commercial about the girl with the she shed?
Yes.
It's such a stupid commercial.
Oh,
guess what? I had it on me and not on that. Well, you didn't need to see anything. All it was him. So, that's funny. I thought
there was another. There's another commercial out there that I think's so stupid. It's about a Volvo, and it's got a girl driving, and it's like I don't know if they're going to a wedding or coming back from a funeral, but there's an old guy in the back seat, and he's like putting a wedding ring through his fingers, and all at once the driver, who's a woman, reaches up and turns the music on. So was it their song, and maybe their son's getting married and the old guy's the best man, or did his wife die? I don't know. I could never understand it.
I don't know. That's weird.
I'll have to see if I can find it.
All right. Box office. Cesario, Uncle Drew, overperform as Jurassic World repeats #1. So that's what we were talking about earlier, but since we're talking about the news, or the entertainment news, it says through new entries, Cesario, Day of the Soldado, and Uncle Drew scored higher debuts than expected, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom will still reign supreme. Fallen Kingdom picked up $60 million from the 4,485 locations, bringing its domestic total to $264 million. That means that it, let's see here, what's it up to now? It says globally it's $932 million, on its way to crossing the $1 billion mark. So it's interesting. It's really making its way up the roster, or up the totals. So it's interesting because Ocean's 8 is got another 8 million. So that's up to 114. That's funny when you think about 114 million. Used to be a good good take, but now we're looking at someone that does $1 billion. It's not very good, but yeah. Anyway, it's interesting. It just I like to see what these movies end up doing, because it gives you an idea what people want to watch. You know, people like dinosaurs. The dinosaur, and it's funny. The one guy that I worked next to was saying how much he hated Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, and I told him I can't say that I agree with you, because I didn't think it was that bad. I kind of liked it. So anyway, we got another Roseanne story.
Okay.
Okay, we may not have another Roseanne story. Wait a minute, where's that? Oh, maybe I pushed... Oh, here we go. I pushed the wrong button. Well, maybe I did. Where is it? Well, it's supposed to be coming up. Okay, let's try this. Try that one. All right. Well, that's weird. Let's see if it's in here somewhere. Huh. Well, that's really weird. That's really weird, because this is the... Huh. All right, it's supposed to be Roseanne's story talking about you've already been offered so many things. So, speaking of, you know, offered other things that she could do rather than... well, that is the right link. I wonder why. I don't understand why that's not coming up. Let's see. Oh, we'll use this one. Heck with them. All right. It says here, Roseanne reveals she's been offered several projects since the cancellation. Will she return to TV? That was a big idea that I was trying to find. After Roseanne Barr's Roseanne revival was canceled because of her racist tweet. See, there's another person. To lose your livelihood over one tweet. Mm-hmm. That just, to me, is unheard of. Because, you know, if you leave, it comes down to this. If you make pizza, for instance,
okay,
and it's really good pizza, people will buy it.
Right.
If you make pizza and it's really, really bad, people won't buy it.
Okay.
Well, if you are Roseanne and you make a really good show, people will buy it. If you're Roseanne, you make a really, really bad show, people won't buy it. What right, I mean, I realize it's their right because it's their network, but why are we crucifying her for this tweet? It was meant to be a joke, and it wasn't funny. But, you know, the thing is, she's a comedian. If you were going to get rid of her for anything, you get rid of her for the way she sang the national anthem. That would be a good reason to get rid of her, because she was horrible. But the fact is, they just said, well, she's a comedian, she can get away with it. I don't know. That's my opinion of the whole thing. I think they should have just let Roseanne's show on, and if she had a bad show...
They did. It's called The Conners.
Well, it may end up being, but I think the idea of burying her like that is not a good idea. So, I just think it's horrible. I think she has a lot of oomph left in her, and she could do a good show.
Well, it's one of those things that either you love them or you hate them. In this case, a lot of people that don't like her were making a big deal about it,
yeah.
And so they got what they wanted.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't make that decision. We should make the decision if we feel that the situation is wrong. I don't know. I just really think that it may have been the same situation because people act on their gut and they don't listen to everything. And I think that what she did was wrong. But would I fire her? I don't. If she did something worse,
if she smacked you on the butt.
If she smacked me on the butt, I would fire her.
Jeez.
I don't know. I just think it's just the world's just gone crazy. All right, we had 2 people die. Did you know that?
No.
Looks like I am not going to be able to talk about it because it's not been updated. Why is it not updated? Show me the conflicts. How's it work? Okay, why don't you give me this one? Give me that one. All right, give me this one. Okay, now we did that one. So I want this one. Oh, now it's back. All right. Do you know any of the people that died?
No, probably not.
I'll bet you do.
Okay.
I bet you know both of them, actually.
Oh, okay.
All right. The first one was a Tough Enough guy.
No, I never watched Tough Enough.
Doesn't matter. He was the winner of Tough Enough. He was Matt Cappotelli. And he actually was an indie guy. And after he won the WWE Tough Enough, he got a contract with the WWE, and he was working in the working. I don't know if I think it might have been Ohio Valley or Smoky Mountain. I don't know which, but he had brain cancer.
Wow.
And at a young age too.
Yeah, that's sad.
That was in 2005. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor, ending the promising wrestling career. Though the brain tumor was removed, he continued to undergo yearly screenings, and June of 2017 he began to experience headaches and seizure activity. After further testing, his doctor advised that he undergo surgery to remove a tumor that had grown significantly since the February screening. He underwent surgery on June 29th, 2017, and the surgeon was able to remove 90% of the tumor. Results confirmed that he had grade 4 glioblastoma. He was later hospitalized in December 2017, and in May of 2018, after consultations with the neuro-oncologist, Cappotelli ceased medical interventions to his tumor. He won the Tough Enough 2 or Tough Enough 3 along with John Hennigan. After the win, he went on a train to Ohio Valley, achieved the OVW Heavyweight Championship. Cappotelli had attended college in the Western Michigan University, where he was also a football player, and he resided in Louisville, Kentucky with his wife.
Wow. So young.
Yeah, he was 38. So much younger than me.
Yeah, younger than me, too.
Yeah.
But he's cute.
Not anymore. It's such a shame because he had a lot of talent in the ring. And so he's gone. And it's so weird to think of that guy that young, while the Harvey Weinsteins are still around.
It happens.
The other person that died had a lot to do with... Wait a minute. I just came up with this idea.
Oh, no. Dude, does she know them?
That's right.
Oh, I hate these games.
I think you'll like this game. This is a good game, I think. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Go to digital music.
Are we into music now? Is that a hint? Because I don't do well on those.
You will. You'll do well with this.
Okay.
All right. He had a lot of relatives in music.
Okay.
All right. That's the first. He was relatives of this guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Who am I talking about?
Papa Jackson.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before.
Yes, you're correct. So that I mean, apparently this guy was a bastard. He was really not a nice guy from all things. He screwed his kids up really bad. And so it's interesting because one of the reasons that they feel that Michael Jackson was so messed up was him.
Wow. And
so let me pull the information up here. Joe Jackson, there he is. He lived in Las Vegas. He died of pancreatic cancer. And Janet Jackson went to the funeral. But it says here, Jackson family attends private luncheon following Joe Jackson's funeral. Jackson family attend, that's so weird to think that I mean, without him, I don't think any of the Jacksons would have been what they were. He pushed them so hard that they became what they became.
Right.
So if he wasn't there, chances are none of them would have been, what he was. Janet Jackson and niece Paris avoided each other at Joe's funeral after quarreling over who will pay for the funeral.
Paris was Michael's daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Jackson family couldn't let bygones be bygones as they gathered to lay the patriarch, Joe Jackson, to rest Monday. According to a new report, Janet Jackson and Paris, Michael Jackson's eldest daughter, refused to speak during the services. Paris was almost unnoticeable at the funeral and chose to stay away from her father's siblings. She was definitely frosty. Another source told Radar that Paris was upset that her aunt didn't spend more time at her grandfather's deathbed. So it's such a weird thing, that I guess all the Jacksons have got to be. I think LaToya's the youngest one. So I would think that wow, is that Paris? Wow. She's got to be up there too now. She's got to be in her 20s, I would think.
Okay. Let's see. We had Joe and Catherine are the parents. Rebby was born in 1950.
I don't know who Rebby is.
Maureen was her right name.
I've never heard him talk about her.
Then there was Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, LaToya, Marion.
LaToya was... Wait a minute. How old's LaToya? What year did she born?
56.
Wow, she's older than I thought she was. So Janet's the youngest one.
Yeah. Randy's your age. Stephen Randall Jackson.
Huh. Wow, that mother was busy.
Mm-hmm.
So Janet is the youngest one.
Yes.
So LaToya... I thought LaToya was the youngest one.
No.
Okay. Interesting. I want to know, go to Michael Jackson's page. I want to know how old his oldest daughter is. Oh, there we go. I want to see. Well, that can't be his. There we go. Go down to
children, including Paris.
Paris, how old is she? She's an actress. Woo.
20.
Okay. All right. She really looks cute. She doesn't look like any of those Jacksons, though.
Mm-mm.
I bet she looks like her mom.
Well, her mom is white.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, facially.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she does look tanned. She doesn't look black. She looks tanned. So her father was white, too. Well, which one's that? LaToya. She looks white. Look at her. She looks.
I know.
That doesn't look like a face, though. That looks like a mask.
Well, she must have got it from Michael.
Yeah. Who's that? That one's,
That's one of his sons.
Blanket.
Blanket, yep. What a name.
Wonder what his real name is. Yeah.
Blanket.
Yeah, that can't be his real name.
I'm telling you, it is.
He looks like Michael, though. That. Look at his face. He looks like Michael. He has that same chin and stuff.
Okay. Children, including Paris.
Mother's in the wheelchair. It was previously reported that Paris and Janet had been fighting over who would pay the funeral. Meanwhile, it was reported that LaToya was fighting with her nephew, Ty, son of the brother Tito. Ty is, I'm sorry, I said Ty, Taj, is very protective of his grandpa and feels it was disrespectful for her to attend. LaToya was accused her father of physical and sexual abuse in a 1991 memoir.
Okay, so you wanted to know. There was Michael Joseph Jackson Jr., who they called Prince. Then there was Paris Michael Catherine Jackson.
Okay.
Then there is Prince Michael Jackson II that they called Blanket.
Okay, I knew that he had a real name. I was trying to remember what it was. And do you think the Prince had to do with Prince?
Probably.
I mean, because they had a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah,
and
more than likely, yeah.
I had a dog named Prince. I loved him. He was cool. He was a neat dog. And I hope he is doing well on the farm. My mom said he went to a farm.
Wow.
Yeah. I was about 10, 12 maybe.
We had Sarge.
Well, I've got Sarge now. He's not named Sarge, but he acts like a Sarge sometimes, like when he pushes people off the couch.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I will always remember you. No, I will always love you. You gave us strength. You made us one of the most famous families in the world. That's true. I am extremely appreciative of that. I will never forget our moments together and how you told me how much you cared. R.I.P. Joe Jackson. LaToya tweeted that. Both Janet and LaToya were seen attending a lunching at Langham Huntington Hotel in Pasadena after laying their father to rest. Well, I guess they still get along. Paris was not photographed leaving the luncheon, like many of the Jackson members, including her younger brother, Blanket. There's 3 kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you wonder if any of those are going to become musicians?
I don't know. I mean, Paris became an actress.
But what is she in?
I'll wait till I go back there.
You should have never closed it till I stopped talking about it.
Okay. Her Wikipedia.
I mean, maybe she's been in things that we saw.
Gringo.
Was she? Oh, wow.
She was on Oprah for television, The X Factor.
Yeah, that's nothing.
She was in Steel Panther music video.
Okay, which we've never seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of those are anything. 30 Seconds to Mars, isn't that a band?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, she was... They're music videos. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So she really isn't an actress yet. She's an actress like I'm a musician.
A wannabe? No.
That's what I mean. She's doing things here and there. So, all right. That's the only deaths we had this week, fortunately. So, we got that done. Oh, what's going on here with my show? All right. Now we're on to the...
I was looking to see what they had about Blanket.
Well...
And he doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
He's probably the smartest one out, because he probably doesn't need to work. Neither does What's-Her-Face. Wait, there's 3 of them. 2 boys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Michael Jr. was Prince, and then Prince Michael.
See, there's another guy I never would have thought would have died before me. Because, here's this guy has no money, but yet he owns a lot of stuff, and he owes a lot of money, and he's still given lots of money. He would have done that one tour, and would have pulled him out of debt, and probably well, he apparently was not very good with money because he owed a lot of money.
Yeah, because it doesn't have links to the two brothers, so. But you notice he's got the Michael in every child's name.
In her name?
Yeah. Hers is Paris Michael Catherine Jackson.
Okay. All right. I didn't see Joe's name anywhere in any of those names.
Nope.
I can tell that.
Well, Michael Joseph.
Oh yeah.
Jackson Jr.
Yeah, but that was the junior one. Okay.
Well, he's named after his dad, so Michael was Michael Joseph.
Okay. Anyway, I would have never thought that Michael Jackson would have lived out, or.
I never thought he'd have kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he loved kids. And that's, people said he was a pervert, but no one really ever proved that. And in fact, the people that were close to him, Corey Feldman, said it was not a situation.
Right.
So, anyway. All right, we'll move on here. Let's move on to something a little happier than that. How about a sports radio broadcaster dies after being swept away in floodwaters in Iowa?
How is that happier?
Well, it's happier than the Jacksons. And no, it was kind of sad because this guy was going home, and his car stalled in the floodwaters. And well, it's kind of one of those things that you got to know when to get out, and apparently he didn't get out. So
you're not supposed to drive your car through deep water
exactly
if you
right.
don't know.
That's exactly right.
Oh, Mitch shared your video, your live video. The show.
Okay. Well, he and I need to talk because I want to, get into that one thing he talked to me about a long time ago. Because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be doing this thing. All right. Here's the story on the broadcaster.
Other stories. The heat wave headed for the Northeast is bringing temperatures near or above 100 degrees and is expected to last through the July 4th holiday. Also breaking overnight, the major flash flooding hitting the heartland now turned deadly. Rob is covering all of that for us from Lower Manhattan. Rob?
What? Hello? What happened? Well, that sucks.
It died. No.
It did die. It switched for some reason to something other than that. Let's see here. Let's try this again. This time with feeling. And actually, now I'll do this. I think I already did it, but okay.
Say goodbye to the one size
Trying to get me again, and they got me this time. There we go. Anyway, all right. So this guy here, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I can't because I gotta take the thing off. Okay, try this again. All right. Waiting for you.
Start things off with a pair of developing weather stories. The heat wave headed for the Northeast is bringing temperatures near or above 100 degrees and is expected to last through the July 4th holiday. Also breaking overnight, the major flash flooding hitting the heartland now turned deadly. Rob is covering all of that for us from Lower Manhattan. Rob?
Good morning, Diane. We are looking at that building heat, some of that heat fueling some of these thunderstorms, dropping immense amount of rains across the state of Iowa. And as you mentioned, flash flood emergency overnight in Des Moines, over 7 inches of rain falling in a short period of time, calling for that flash flooding, and cars swamped. In some cases, people having to be rescued. There was one fatality of a man that was swept through the water in his van. So a dangerous situation there. Still have a flash flood to watch out for parts of Iowa. And we had tornadoes yesterday. At least 5 reported in the state of Nebraska. There you see 1 in the south central portion of that state. We are going to have a severe weather threat today, but the big story, of course, is the heat. Memphis, St. Louis, Chicago again today, at least for most of the day, in through Michigan. we'll see heat indexes over 100 degrees all the way down to Dallas, and then building tomorrow across the southeast and in towards the northeast, I-95 corridor as well. But today here in New York City and D.C. and Hartford, even as far north as Burlington, temperatures will be into the 90s, and if not getting close to 100 degrees in some spots, and it lasts right through the 4th of July holiday.
Wow.
Guys, back to you.
Rob, thank you. We'll continue to check in with you throughout the hour.
So there we go.
I believe it's getting that hot because it's a little brutal in my car.
Well, the story was not that. The story was that the guy was swept away in the rains. And says here, torrential rainstorm struck Saturday night in the Midwest, bringing 7 inches of rain in just a few hours. And it says here one of the rescue calls was for people stranded in the van on a flooded street in Des Moines about 8 p.m., 8:50 p.m. local time. As officers responded, it was reported that the occupants had left the van and that one person, 66-year-old Des Moines resident, had been swept away in a flash flood. So the man's body was recovered at 12:30 a.m. and blocks away from where the van stalled. And it was identified Sunday as Larry Bruce Coulter, a local sports radio guy who hosted the weekly radio show Coulter and Company. So it's such a shame. What a way to die. You know, get swept away.
Something swept him off his feet.
Yeah. What a horrible way. All right, and then we wanted to talk about my girlfriend, Heather Locklear, will seek treatment for substance abuse and mental health in a long-term facility. Heather Locklear will seek long-term. She's been having substance abuse for some time, and her mental health is really not there. The actress, 56, plans to soon move to from the psychiatric ward at the hospital to a long-term facility where a group of doctors and psychiatrists can help her. Locklear agreed to enter the long-term facility voluntarily, and there is currently no plan for conservatorship to handle her affairs. According to, hours after the actress was released from the police custody on Monday following her alleged attack on a police officer and an EMT, Locklear was hospitalized for possible overdose. She used to be so gorgeous. I thought she was like the hottest girl ever back in the late 70s and early 80s. And, boy, I'll tell you what, she's taking it. I mean, I wouldn't kick her out of bed, but maybe I would because she has all these weird problems. But anyway, paramedics in Ventura County's sheriff deputies were called to the actress's home to treat her for a possible overdose. Ventura County Sheriff's Office told people that deputies were called in to assist EMTs on a medical call that occurred at the star's Thousand Oaks Island address, or California address. The patient, whom he did not identify, was transported to Las Robles Hospital and Medical Center. Locklear was released from custody Monday morning, less than 12 hours after her arrest for allegedly attacking a police officer and an EMT who had responded to a disturbance call at her residence. Says here, so I don't know who Kurajan previously told police that deputies went to Locklear's home on Sunday after receiving a disturbance call. Shortly after 11 p.m., and Locklear was allegedly extremely intoxicated and arguing with friends and family. As deputies tried to separate her, she kicked the responding officer. She allegedly kicked a paramedic in the upper chest area while on the gurney. Take a look at that picture.
Ugh.
That does
She
not
looks
look
like
like
death warmed
yeah,
over.
that doesn't look like the Heather Locklear that I used to love. So the actress was taken to the hospital where she was medically cleared. Afterwards, she was taken to Ventura County Main Jail and booked for 2 misdemeanors, counts of battery on an officer and emergency personnel. A plea has not yet been entered. Locklear was scheduled to appear in court in August. Responders were previously dispatched to Locklear's home last week on a call. What is this? Okay. On a call that came in for a suicidal person who was violent. Well, guess who it was? The report indicated that the individual was Locklear. She'd previously determined or threatened to shoot deputies and had a handgun registered to her. However, the individual was not armed. And following the incident, Locklear was transported to a hospital for psychological evaluation. I think I knew her problem.
She doesn't have you.
No.
Oh.
She doesn't have Tommy anymore.
Well, that could be.
And that's some big D to worry about. That's such a shame. How fall? I mean, she's apparently still has pretty good money if she's living in that area. So, I guess money doesn't solve all problems.
I don't know, but it's just awful that people were turning to drugs and alcohol like that.
Yeah. Mother of 10-year-old who came out as gay weeks before death charged with his murder and torture. Mother of 10-year-old who came out as gay weeks before death, charged with his so his own mother killed him.
Ooh.
Is what the deal is. I had to read that a couple times because they didn't put any punctuation in it. What happened to those days of punctuation?
They went out the window when texting started.
I guess so. And I'm surprised they don't use abbreviations for everything on the news stories now. Anyway, the mother of a 10-year-old Lancaster, California boy who came out as gay before his death had been arrested and charged with his murder. Heather Maxim Barron, 28, was charged with 1 count of murder and 1 count of torture for the death of her son, Anthony Avalos, by the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office on Friday. What a weird thing to kill your son because he says he's gay. And he's 10. You're supposed to love your kids regardless of what they are. You know, she also faces 1 count of child abuse. Barron's bail was set to $2 million. Her boyfriend is Kareem Leva, 32, was arrested and charged with Anthony's murder and torture on Wednesday. So her and her boyfriend killed him? It says he faces 1 additional charge of assault on a child causing death. His bail was set at $2 million. So they're both set at $2 million.
Wow.
Barron has not yet entered a plea. Her arraignment was postponed till Monday, while Levia, who is being treated for a laceration in his upper chest, will be arraigned after he's medically cleared. Anthony died on June 21st after being found unresponsive a day earlier. So what's the deal? Okay. Barron initially told police he was injured in a fall. An autopsy is not yet complete that would reveal his exact cause and manner of his death. Well, how do they know that it was torture? Officials with the County Department of Children and Family Services, which investigated 13 prior allegations of child abuse. Okay, that would be part of it, because there's 13 prior allegations of child abuse at the boys' residence between February 2013 and April 2016. Initially raised homophobia as a thread as they wanted to investigate Anthony's death. Anthony recently said he liked boys, according to the deputy director Brandon Nichols, and Anthony's aunt said it would have been a brave move for him to come out as gay in his home. Do you really know that you're gay at 10?
I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't... Now, when I was growing up, I didn't know anything about...
Yeah, I didn't either. I don't even think... I mean, I can't...
But yet, in today's world, you hear a lot of that, so maybe kids say, oh, I am, because that's what they hear.
I don't know. But when asked Wednesday if homophobia may have been a motivation in the boy's death, that has not come up in our investigation as a motivation at this time. Then Sheriff McDonald added, we wouldn't discuss motive at this point. It's too early. 8 children have been removed from the residence where Leva lived on and off with Anthony's mother, and are currently in DCFS custody awaiting placement. He was dismissed. He dismissed as gross overstatements earlier that Anthony's body was covered with cigarette burns. Our detectives did not see burns like that on a victim's body. Wow. What are they going to do? Oh, you're gay. Let me put the cigarette out on you?
That's
Jeez.
awful. Well, that's probably where they got the torture.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Among the calls, DCFS alleging prior abuse at the residence. The first in 2013 reported sexual abuse by a grandparent who did not live with Anthony, then 4 years old, or the other 6 children then living at home. Other allegations include sexual, emotional, and physical abuse as well as neglect. That's weird. Anthony's aunt, Maria Barron, told the Times that living in an alleged abusive situation and coming out only reinforces how brave Anthony was. I just can't imagine killing my own kid just because, just because he said he was gay, when in fact he may have not even known, or maybe he is. I don't know. But that's still, I just can't imagine that anybody thinks they're gay should be worried about dying. I mean, I'm sure that's an everyday thing for some people. So this was something I needed to read. I saw this article, and I'm just kind of curious. Facts and untold stories about the Chrisley and his family. I believe that... Did you ever watch the show?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was so fake. And then I realized that this guy really is this guy. That is his real family, and he really is wealthy like that. And I'm thinking, this guy, there's no way he could be this. I mean, first off, he acts like he's gay, speaking of which. But one of the things, I think he has a black child.
Oh, wow.
I might be wrong. Okay. The reality star was not able to show America what life is like on the other side, but also brought incredible entertainment. I always thought their show was really so weird. Wait a minute. Oh, here's the next one. They hide these neck buttons. I don't know where they're at. Okay, come on. I want to see if they say anything about having another child that isn't on TV. Okay. For years, Todd had always dreamed of being on television, so his idea was picked up by USA Network in 2014 and follows Todd and his family. Cast includes all of Todd's children, as well as his mother, Faye. Maybe he doesn't have... I thought I saw him with a black child. Maybe I'm wrong. Parenting skills, I don't care. I kind of think it's funny his parenting. I can't believe that anybody could be... Oh, wait, here it is. It has been reported that Todd and Kyle have always had a complicated father-son relationship. This all came to a head during season 2. Oh, this is one son I never saw. But Kyle's story was very different. He said his father forced him to quit because Todd was all about having control. Todd retaliated by saying his son was asked to leave after he refused to stick to his medication. So I never saw this guy here. I only watched spotty amounts of their show. And all an act. Okay, here we are. Kyle was back in the headlines in 2014 with some public bashing of his father. Kyle stated that the entire show was scripted. No kidding. And if you were to say so or do something that Todd doesn't approve of, it would stop the whole show, tell you what has to be said, and then continue rolling. I don't think that anybody thinks that it's a non-scripted show. I mean, the show is so campy, especially the mother is campy. Okay, here we go. This looks like... See, it doesn't say anything about that, though. One accusation is that Todd is the fake relationship he has with his granddaughter, Chloe. It is rumored that Todd only wanted her on the show so he could boost the audience numbers. Kyle accused his father of not wanting to know Chloe before the ratings improved. Todd lashed out, saying the only reason his granddaughter was on the show was that Kyle had threatened to sue if he didn't get paid for her time on the air. So he won't have his son, but he'll have his granddaughter. That's kind of weird.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, the guy seems like he is a control freak. I don't doubt that at all. Dodging the truth, I don't know that that really cares. Because anybody that spends close to $300,000 per year on their outfits, ooh, $300,000 a year.
Wow.
I don't spend $300,000 a year on anything.
I don't either.
Tax dodging. That means he won't be around for real long. What are some of the other things? Come on, tell us. We want to know. His first marriage, okay. All right, you got to tell me what I need to know so I can move on to the next topic. Money-making idea. Boy, he really looked different as a kid, as a younger guy.
Oh, yeah.
He probably didn't act gay in those either. I mean, his voice reminds me of someone who, I know it's a stereotype.
He sounds like he's talking through his nose.
That's funny. Oh, well, I guess I'm not going to find anything to tell me what I need to know. Wait a minute. Children's decisions? Nope. I just think that people that have money should just enjoy their money and not his wife just looks like a preacher's wife, doesn't she?
Yeah.
It's just, the acting is so horrible on that show that I can't imagine why they keep, I mean, people must, I don't know, they must think that, I don't know. I can't imagine that people really get into that show. I mean, I got to say, I was duped for a while because I was watching it for a while, and I said, why am I watching this show? Because they're such bad actors, and I thought they were just, actors that were hired. I didn't know that they were actually a family. Because I was thinking, if I was actually a family, I wouldn't put my stuff on the air like this. But I guess that is... Okay, let's see what it says here about Kyle. It's no secret that Kyle hasn't had it easy the last few years. Not only did he threaten his father, but the reality star was just 19 in 2011 when he checked into rehab. However, there were issues when it came to payment. Todd had been boasting how he paid millions to help his son, but in reality, he hasn't been paying the bills. The center was forced to sue the family, as Todd had only paid $18,000, but ended up having to cover the court cost and an extra $24,000. Oh, what a weird thing. That just doesn't make sense to me. Oh, running out of cash. Now, wait a minute. It's hard to believe, but Todd and his wife, Julie, filed for bankruptcy in 2012. But even though they're lavish lifestyles on the show, Todd managed to get himself into a spot of bother when it came to paying it all off. And by that, we mean $49.4 million in debt. Yikes. The debt racked up quickly, and as it included $12 million in mortgages, nearly $600,000 tax bill, and $4.4 million loan from Julie. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you know what? I can't say that I feel sorry for him, because he has a whole lot more money than I do. So, all right. I've had enough. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, that's the one we just did. That's the one we just did. Let's see. Oh, here we go. People are just whacked out. Mother of 21-month-old Oregon girl who died after being left in a hot car threatened suicide. You know, another one. How many people have to die before people realize you can't leave your kid? I mean, isn't that the 70s? We were left in very hot cars. Which reminds me, why is it that we were left in hot cars and we didn't die?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to ask my mother that. Why is it we didn't die? Is it hotter now?
Maybe.
I doubt it. I mean, I really doubt it. We didn't even have air conditioning in our car.
We did. We had a 465.
So did we. Ours was only 460. You had to step up model. Mother in Roseburg, Oregon, begged for prison guards to let her commit suicide after she was arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter in connection with the death of her 21-month-old daughter. Remington Engler died after her mother, Nicole Engler, left her in a hot car for roughly 8 hours. Okay, that's why she died. It was 8 hours. And the temperatures reached nearly 80 degrees. The Oregon reported Engler found Remington blue and unconscious around 4:30 in the parking lot outside Evergreen Medical Medicine, where she works as a nurse. She works as a nurse practitioner, and she didn't even have the sense to do this? That's really nuts.
That's awful.
The mother frantically ran her daughter inside the medical family medicine, where staff attempted to revive her.
That is just awful.
Is there no common sense anymore? Why would you leave your kid, especially if you're a nurse? There's no excuse for that if you're a nurse. Ah, man. That poor kid. 80 degrees, 21 months.
Almost 2 years old. You know, no.
Just unbelievable. I can't fathom it. Now this one, what was that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Someone commented on the link.
Oh.
Neighbors call police on a 12-year-old for cutting grass.
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes I just wonder.
They can cut my grass. I won't complain.
Yeah, I'd pay them to cut my grass. I don't care. An Ohio boy's summer vacation was anything but exciting after someone called the police. I would think that if someone is that young and enterprising, you encourage them to do it. There shouldn't be any licensing or whatever the reason was that they called the police on them. And that's one of those things that is like, what are your damages? You know, what does it cost? What does it hurt? Oh, wait a minute. Here's why. He's black.
Oh.
Somebody probably called him because he's black. All right, let's get this.
Hi, puppy.
Get this. Hold on. Back. Stop. Okay. Got to figure out why it's... What, puppy? All right.
And his posture.
He is very motivated.
With a lawnmower almost as big as he is. 12-year-old Reginald Field is on his toes, doing business.
Just I'm having fun at the same time cutting.
His new business, Mr. Reggie's lawn cutting service.
I like just being out the house.
With several helping hands and his cousins, brothers, and sisters, this group is up with the sun every day, working the neighborhood. And it's been smooth cutting this summer, until an incident a couple days ago. A new crew pulling up at Miss Lucille's house, where they were working for the first time. Maple Heights Police.
They said I was cutting their grass, but I didn't know it.
Lucille told me she quickly learned the neighbors called to complain.
They said that the kids cut their grass.
Claiming the group cut a section of their property and were in their yard. Yes, called police on children cutting grass. Reggie said he was discouraged for a minute.
I was like, that's a shame, because I didn't know.
But no longer than that, because the post Lucille put on Facebook about what happened ended up with thousands of views, hundreds of shares.
I guess I have like a line where part of it is not my yard. They called the police to tell the police that the kids was cutting their grass.
And now, Mr. Reggie is getting a lot of support for his new business from people seeing this and wanting to make sure he's never discouraged again.
People are, inboxing me like, how can I get in touch with these children? Where are they at? I got property that I even want these kids to, to cut their grass.
His lesson learned, no matter what life throws at you, just keep pushing, just keep moving.
Just give me a call. I will be there on time.
I like the kid. I would hire him. Jeez, if he only lived around here.
Yeah.
That's sad. Sad that somebody had to complain about that. Why would they? Why would you complain about a kid who's enterprising? I think that that's the greatest thing. I didn't have neighbors, so I couldn't cut their grass. I mean, we were out in the middle of nowhere. Now there's houses everywhere, and I could have made money if I was young now. Sad. All right. You had problems with your neighbors?
I still do.
It says, is how to secure your home from burglary for cheap. You need that because you've had somebody steal your lawnmower.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And a washer, but I don't think it was the same person.
Your washer?
The small one I had when I first moved into the house.
Where was your washer at?
On the front porch.
Oh. Well, I mean, even though it's not right, it's, those kind of things happen, unfortunately. Especially in your neighborhood. Okay, why don't I have sound?
I think Pain in the Butt those went away for the holiday because I haven't seen them for 2 days.
Okay, now I gotta figure out why the sound isn't there on this. Why is the sound not here? Come on. He's talking. I can't hear him, but he's talking.
This is the version where you have to try and read lips.
Well, I'm sad about this because I thought it would be a good one. That's really odd. What is going on here? All right, well, I guess we're gonna move on to the next thing since I can't hear it. We could fill in the voices.
I don't know if that would be a good thing or not.
Well, if it doesn't have sound. I mean, after all, we had a radio show that didn't have any sound, and I had it posted, so I deleted it. I didn't realize it was still out there. All right, I guess I can... all right, let's see. Let's go to... Oh, well, this one will... All right, so about a week ago, I think a little over a week ago, we had an angry. We had an angry gunman at a Maryland newspaper. He kills 5 in a targeted attack. That was in Annapolis, Maryland, not too far from here. So, kind of a strange thing because we're used to seeing school attacks. We're not used to seeing... Okay, so is this... Oh, that one works. Okay, good. Maybe I'll turn it down so it's not so loud. All right, now we'll try it again so we can... Devastated and heartbroken. Police say a shooter killed 5 people Thursday and wounded others at the Capital Gazette newspaper in Annapolis, Maryland. The suspect is in custody. At Thursday's mass shooting at the Capital Gazette played out on cable news and social media. The journalist caught in the newspaper's offices shared the horror of what they had witnessed. Devastated and heartbroken, numb. Please stop asking for information interviews. I'm in no position to speak. Just know the reporters and editors give all they have every day. There are no 40 hours weeks. We try to expose corruption. We try to get access of public records and bring to light the inner workings of government despite major hurdles in our way. In one instance, an intern at the paper did so in real time. The active shooter, 888 Bestgate, please help us. Phil Davis, a reporter at the newspaper, tweeted that a single gunman fired into the newsroom and shot multiple employees. There's nothing more terrifying than hearing multiple people get shot while you're under your desk and then hear the gunman reload. Later in an interview with Baltimore Sun, Davis reflected on what happened. As much as I'm going to try to articulate how traumatizing it is, you don't know until you're there and you feel helpless. People could be seen leaving the building with their hands up as police officers urged them to depart through a parking lot, and officers converged on the building. Police said that President Trump had been briefed of the situation. A White House spokesperson said, "Our thoughts and prayers are with all that are affected."
Wow.
Now, you think that, how could this happen?
The forecast calls for high UV in your area.
Well,
Banana boat.
let's turn this off. This guy had a history with this newspaper. And I don't know if it's let me see if it says in this. So a man who had a long-running feud with the newspaper blasted his way through the newsroom with a shotgun, killing at least 5 people, and in one of the deadliest attacks recorded in U.S. media outlet. The suspect fired through the glass door, looked for victims, and then sprayed the newsroom of the Gazette group in Annapolis with gunfire and police. And the witness said, acting police chief of the Anne Arundel County Police Department said that in a news conference that the Capital Gazette assistant Rob Heisman, 59, was among the victims. Wendy Winters, 65, Rebecca Smith, 34, Gerald Fishman, 61, and John McNamara were also killed. Smith was a sales assistant, and the others were journalists. This was a targeted attack on the Gazette, and the person was prepared to shoot people. His intent was to cause harm. The suspect is Jared Ramos, 38, of Laurel. The Capital Gazette and Baltimore Sun reported, citing law enforcement. And Anne Arundel County Police said that on Twitter that due to investigative reasons, they have not released the name of the suspect in custody, adding that as of Thursday, the suspect has not been booked. In 2012, Ramos brought a defamation suit against Eric Hartley, a former staff writer and columnist. In 2015, Maryland's second highest court upheld the ruling in favor of the Capital Gazette and a former reporter who was accused by Ramos of defamation. According to a legal document, the article contended that Ramos had harassed a woman on Facebook, that he had pleaded guilty to criminal harassment. Well, that's where it starts. So the guy had a major beef with the newspaper. I think about this shooting stuff all the time now. I mean, we've been lucky that that it hasn't happened around here. I mean, really around here. But at some point, it will be. And boy, I think about all the time who would be the guy that would do the shooting, you know? Because there's lots of wackos. I know that there was one guy. His name was Roy. He's not working anymore with us. He used to sit at the other end of the room, and he fought with the supervisor, so they moved him to the other end of the room.
Right.
Because he then was away from everybody. And I sat on the other end of the room from him, but the supervisor was in between us. And I always thought, if this guy came in with a gun and he shot at the supervisor, and he missed him, I'd be dead.
It'd be bye-bye Mike Trash.
Oh, man, I thought about that many times. That was one person. Then there was this guy named Michael Angel. He was kind of wacky a little bit. I never had any problems with him. But in this case, I don't think he deserved to be fired. But some guys were talking around him, and he said, "Shh, I'm working." They said something to him obnoxious, and he said, "Shut up or I'm going to kill you."
Ooh.
And he got fired. The thing is, they egged him on, and I thought he was a nice guy. He was a little wacky, but I thought he was a nice guy, and it just is a shame that we have things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It just is so weird to think about that. Anyway, we're getting near to wrapping it up here. A man who smelled so bad on a plane, they had to make an emergency landing. He dies a month later of necrosis.
Wow.
That's something great to be known for. I stunk up the airplane and they had to land. Ah, man. That poor guy. And the poor plane people. But, let me see here. Let's find out what the story is and why he stunk so bad. Okay, it says here. All right, hold on. Let's get this. And I'm going to be reading again because all these stories, nobody wants to commentate. So, okay. Make this bigger. All right. Body odor was necrosis. Man with bad body odor had caused an emergency landing. Andy Schulinen was removed from a May 29th flight. Netherlands, after the pilots decided to make an emergency landing in Portugal following passenger complaints of his overpowering body odor. Tragically, it had been revealed that the smell coming from the musician was not because of poor hygiene, but because of dying tissue. He had developed necrosis while holidaying in Spain. Necrosis is a medical condition in which his body tissues die after being starved of oxygen. It may be caused by many things, including injury, infection, frostbite, and deep vein thrombosis. Treatment includes surgically removing the affected area in a timely manner. Solchalin's condition worsened with the tissue necrosis spreading to his kidneys, heart, and lungs. He died on June 25th with his wife writing, "Andre's gone."
Wow.
What a weird way to die.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Can you imagine, like, them loading or landing the plane because of you? Yeah, I mean... Oh, man. It's got to be embarrassing, too. I mean, it's not bad enough that it happens, but then you're stuck because you stink. Oh, man. I feel bad for the guy.
Mm.
And what a weird disease to have.
Yeah, because you don't hear that much about it.
I've never heard of that before. That's weird. Here's another weird one. Teen died on overnight school trip, suffered from toxic shock syndrome. When was the last time you heard of that?
Ugh.
I haven't heard toxic shock syndrome since... Wow, since I would say...
Health education in high school.
Well, I think I heard of it since then, but... I don't know. That's such a bizarre thing. So anyway, I'm assuming this was a woman or a girl, and not just anyone. Coroner's report had confirmed that a Canadian teen who died during the night school trip suffered from toxic shock syndrome. Sarah Manitowski who was on an outdoor education trip on Hornsby Island near Vancouver Island, was found lifeless in bed March 2017. Her friends had assumed the 60-year-old was sleeping and left for breakfast without her. But when they returned, her phone alarm was going off and she was unresponsive. Paramedics and school staff unsuccessfully attempted CPR. Now, more than a year later, the BC coroner's service confirmed that a strain of, how do you say that? Staphylococcus?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish these words were English, on a tampon, as well as a symptom consistent with TSS, were discovered. Wow, that's a weird thing to think that you were just sleeping. And, well, I mean, at least she
It happens.
At least she died in her sleep. I mean, I think that would be less painful, you know, than other ways. So, let's see if I got this. Oh, where we at? It's a sudden life-threatening condition. Let's see here. The infection occurs naturally when toxins made by certain strains of bacteria called Staphylococcus. Lately, the fatal complication, it says here about the teen who died on an overnight trip. Model Lauren Wasser had both legs amputated due to toxic shock. My tampon nearly killed me. The coroner's report confirmed the 16-year-old Sarah Manitowski from Canada, who was found lifeless in bed during the overnight trip in March 2017. It says coroner's service confirmed a strain of staph was found on the tampon. Who would have even thought to look there? I guess if you're a doctor, you would think to do that.
Maybe a blood test would say that.
The infection can affect people of all ages, including men.
2 to 3 women in the United States die per year from TSS, but it can be avoided by proper hygiene and proper use, especially in young women who use tampons. It's very important to change the tampon every 4 to 6 hours. Never leave it more than 8 hours, because the more you leave the tampon in the place, the more it forms a culture media for this Staph aureus bacteria that ultimately can enter the body and causes TSS.
Okay, so anybody that can wear a tampon for 8 straight hours and not go to the bathroom has to be pretty good. Because I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, apparently. Possible signs and symptoms of TSS, fever, rash, low blood pressure, kidney problems or failure, respiratory problems or failure, and confusion. You might have it.
It's important to recognize that these signs
that's
and
just old
symptoms
age.
will frequently occur
I might have
fairly shortly after the onset of one's period, within 2 to 3 days, if a woman is using these types of feminine hygiene products. Now, when these situations are recognized, it's very important to get a patient to the hospital quickly, because during this short period of time, we can give that patient supportive care with fluids and antibiotics and resolve the situation fairly successfully.
You know, I wonder, and I'm not being a smart aleck here, I'm just, so being a guy, obviously, I don't know a lot about tampons.
Right.
And I don't know anything about the cup.
Okay.
Do you know the cup?
I've heard of it.
So, do you know what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a form of birth control.
Well, it's really...
Or are you talking the menstruating cup?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
I've heard of it.
Okay, now, in your unmedical... well, you would know better than I would about something like this. So I'm going to sound... I don't want to sound stupid, but I'm going to sound stupid. Would that be a better, less likely solution, or I should say a better solution, than a tampon? Because some women swear by it.
See, I don't think so, because those cups only hold so much.
I've heard that they're a great solution. I don't know how it works. I don't know.
I don't either, but I just don't think it would. I don't really think it would work, but, you know, I didn't use them. I never had them.
And they're reusable, too, because you just wash them out and do whatever.
That just doesn't...
I don't know much. Like I said, I don't know much about them, but I know that women do swear by them. So, all right, on that note...
Awful.
We're going to, pull it out and change it. And
That's just no.
All right, I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Check us out on Twitter at Mike Trash TTRS. You can check us out there. You can check us out. I always forget what my
Vital Idol.
Is it?
Yeah, Vital Idol Classy Mike Trash.
That's what it is on Facebook, or you can go to the Trash Talking Radio page and sign up on there. You're more than welcome to, because we post the shows on Twitter. We post them on Facebook. I also have the mix, just audio, that we're posting on my website, which is Trash Talking Radio. We're also on YouTube. So whenever everything works right, it's there. So, like I said, I'm glad you checked us out. And remember, as I always said, the most important part.
We're still the one.